Sausage.
क्या हाल?
Yes, Hamza, tell me. So,
How's it going, bro? How's the quarantine? Seems like you've
ah,
gone into a bunker.
I'm not a bunker in my room, but yeah, it might look like a bunker.
No, it looks nice. So, kya, are you fully quarantined? Because I know you're going out, you're cycling.
Yeah, so I'm cycling. I started 7 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm now doing about 15 to 20K a day.
Wow.
Uh, Really, I mean, liberating in the sense that you can just cycle around, no one with you. I mean, I cycled from like defense phase one, cycled to phase six, Raya yesterday, Parsuma Gulberg, yeah, and the roads are empty, quite fun, and I mean, it's a good exercise as well because you don't get bored. Because like
Yeah.
what I used to do is, I mean, I go out to pick कोई phase six में किसी के घर जाके पानी पी लिया बाहर
Are
ground
you
में
a
बैठ
runner? Were you always like a runner, or were you into cycling, or was it just like a quarantine
I'm
thing?
never into like running or fitness that much, but I used to cycle in college in London. Those are 2010 or 11. They had these Boris bikes, the famous Boris bike, the Boris Johnson mayor bana tha na. So you
Oh,
could use these bikes where you can like tap on your debit card and just pick up a bike and take it out. So I remember so you started doing that in university, but after that,
that is
not.
still very big here in Canada. This go bikes, basically. You go pick them
Yeah,
up.
exactly. All over London as well. Then after that, Boris bike uska naam hota tha. Then they made Boris bike, and that's when I used to cycle. And otherwise, what I would enjoy a lot is fitness classes, like in Dubai, like Soul Cycle,
Mm.
or like Paris. Usme it's like fit cycling, but with music and like I mean up and down and all of that. So
Yeah. Because now you're getting cited as well. Shao also saw you. Shao ने कहा यार
yeah,
अपने ऊपर को लेके cycling करते हैं यार.
how I've been doing for like now, like I think it's like 6, 7 days, and I do it by myself. And I
Okay.
mean, वैसे quarantine तो है. I haven't left the house. I didn't leave the house for like a good 2 weeks.
ये बंदा
Since I
पागल हो
start,
जाए यार इस तरह तो घर में रह के. I think that's good कि you're going out and cycling, you know.
yeah, yeah. What I started doing was I started first. I started doing like I mean at home fitness or like yoga or like I mean the garden. But will be you want to leave your room. You want to leave the house as well, right? So I think from
Exactly.
that perspective, it's a good activity to do.
Like I started working out, but healthy eating nahi. For some odd reason that has not. I like to believe that it should, because हर बंदा कर रहा है और मैं हर बंदे को देखता हूँ, but I'm still like consuming lot of diet coke, fries. Like ये मैं कल ले आया, मैं गया, मैं finally grocery गया, मैं कोई 20 chips का snack वाला ले आया. I'm like sure कोई season के
How's the
साथ देखूंगा.
quarantine in Canada? Is it very strict like the UK or is
No,
it
no.
less?
So also, by the way, I was talking to somebody in UK yesterday, and he was telling me it's not that strict either in UK. It's not being implemented. Maybe now the shit will go crazy because Boris Johnson is in ICU. But काफी देर तक people weren't following the quarantine in UK.
Yeah, up to like 2 weeks ago, all the restaurants in the UK were open. Everything was happening very openly. So like it was a very different sort of way.
Yeah, even when they implemented the curfew वगैरह, तो वो underground train सब कुछ supposedly चल रहा था, and people were still going out and stuff.
Yeah, they're going to restaurants, going to bars, doing everything. And I mean, London is very open. And I think London and New York are two places that took it the most lightly and now are the worst affected as well.
यार न्यूयॉर्क में तो supposedly कह रहे हैं हो जाएंगे, हो गए हैं, going to be more cases than Italy.
Yeah,
न्यूयॉर्क
yeah.
का ये वाला हाल है.
America today is like 300,000 cases, which is ridiculous, right?
That's ridiculous.
China ने आज report किया था कि it's the first day where they've had no deaths and the
Yeah.
total count is 81,000. But they say China is also, I mean, hiding some of the numbers. But I think also the difference is I think countries like China, Korea, and Japan, they can implement a curfew properly. In
हाँ.
countries like ours, like I mean, साइकिल मैं कर रहा होता हूँ अमूमन मैं देखता हूँ रोड के साइड पे दो बंदों को मुर्गा बना रहा था पुलिस ने और उनको डंडों से मार रहे होते हैं आज भी देखे मैंने
क्यों?
ये
क्योंकि वो क्वारंटीन तोड़े हैं.
हाँ कि वो तीन तीन लोग साइकिल में निकले हुए हैं घूम रहे हैं पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं आई स्वेयर आज मैं साइकिल कर रहा था आई सॉ इट आउटसाइड लाइक निशाद कॉलोनी तीन बंदे बने हुए डंडे हैं पुलिस उनको डीएचई की पुलिस वो मार रही है
और नहीं गालियां लाउड हैं इसमें, वो सेंसर
अच्छा
कर देंगे. नो नो वरीज, बस बीप लगेगा. इतनी गालियां उतना अच्छा.
अच्छा
लेके बट या मैन लाइक अब इधर कनाडा में एटलीस्ट इस तरह है कि कनाडा में कोई लॉकडाउन उस तरह नहीं है, कोई लोग भी कम है, देयर 30-32 मिलियन कंपेयर टू लाइक पाकिस्तान यूएस, ये तो मतलब बहुत ज्यादा लोग है ना। प्लस यहाँ लोग उस तरह सुन लिया है लोगों ने जरा जल्दी, इन्होंने उस लिहाज से कर्व करना वो था, जैसे अब इस तरह के रेस्टोरेंट्स बंद हैं, कॉफी शॉप्स बंद हैं, लोग जनरली घर के अंदर रह रहे हैं। सॉरी।
फूड डिलीवरी।
हाँ फूड डिलीवरी खुली है, यू कैन एक्चुअली उबर भी खुला है, बट उबर जिसने जाना है, मतलब कम है, हर बंदा नहीं उबर का, बट देयर पीपल यू कैन स्टिल कॉल इन उबर, आई हैव सीन पीपल गोइंग ऑन इन उबर, उन्होंने वो लगाया हुआ है पीछे, सो दैट इज आल्सो हैपनिंग। ग्रोसरी स्टोर्स में देयर ओनली सो मेनी पीपल हु कैन गो इन द ग्रोसरी स्टोर एट वन पॉइंट।
So in the UK, apparently, they only let at one time like 10, 15 people inside. उससे होता क्या है कि UK में there are long lines outside all the Tesco's. And UK में they've banned delivery also, so there's no Deliveroo or Uber Eats.
I think they've banned delivery in US, at least New York में I think they've banned it, if I'm not mistaken. So that's been happening there. Plus, वो rationing हुई हुई है, so like you can only buy so much. You can't buy more
So,
than two breads और two cartons of milk. एक बंदा उससे ज्यादा नहीं ले सकता, क्योंकि शुरू में खत्म हो गई थी चीजें. So it
yeah,
was, the fear was so much. But yeah, man, it's like now it's come to a point where yeah, we can just wait, I guess. Like there's no,
yeah.
अब तो जो होना था जो बस हो गया, अब it's just you gotta wait it out.
Yeah, but also the issue is no one knows how long the wait is. Now it's very uncertain because,
Yeah.
like in countries like the Middle East, they've implemented curfews. Like in Saudi Arabia, there's a proper curfew, and like in Jordan as well, curfew means that you can't leave your house without a
They
pass.
had like a sanitization day or something like that in Dubai.
Yeah.
And some people have said that's also not right, where you just put sanitizer everywhere. That can also be, that's also not
Yeah,
healthy.
Dubai now apparently they are also using the speed cameras to see how many people are leaving the houses. If you have gone to a grocery store, if you haven't, you get fined up to 5,000 dirhams, which is like $2,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I was speaking to someone in Dubai yesterday and they're telling me that pehle do hafte it was chilled, but now they've become very strict. So I mean, they're not even letting people go to each other's houses. If they see like more cars outside, movement, they're very, very strict on that.
वो नॉर्थ कोरिया के लीडर ने कहा है ना कि है ही नहीं हमारे तो इधर। क्या
But
कहता
that,
है?
I was speaking to my friend Mirza Ispahani in Bangladesh. They run Ispahani tea. कहता है कि हमारे total केस ही सिर्फ 27 है. I was like, why?
नहीं
He's
हो
like,
सकता
I
है।
think हमारे पास सिर्फ 50 टेस्ट है पूरे मुल्क में. I was like, that's probably why. He's like,
That's
because the
only right.
government they don't have any tests.
ओ यार लोग तो बहुत ज्यादा हैं अब तो, जैसे आई हर्ड यूके में भी दे नॉट टेस्टिंग एनी मोर अनलेस यूर लाइक बहुत ज्यादा
Yeah,
सिवियर केस है।
I have it on record that people who have corona, they are told to stay at home
या
unless
या
it's serious. Otherwise, they don't let the test happen.
यार
I
मेरी
even
आंट एक है इन न्यूयॉर्क, उन्होंने कहा है कि लाइक अब न्यूयॉर्क में तो ये हाल है कि अगर आपको, उन्होंने डॉक्टर ने कह दिया, कहते हैं अगर आपकी तबीयत बहुत ज्यादा खराब हुई, like it gets like really really bad, then come, otherwise with these symptoms, sorry, stay home.
yeah,
we
exactly.
we can't. Plus I was talking, I don't know if you saw, I also had a doctor here from Services Hospital on the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, yeah.
So she was like, कहती है सबसे बड़ा मसला, the problem is कि आप हॉस्पिटल सबसे बड़ा गढ़ है, तो अगर आपको फील भी होता है ना, there is no point literally coming to the hospital unless obviously you need to come to the hospital and you have an underlying condition, you have no option. The
Yeah.
safest place is home.
Exactly right. That's why if you look at South Korea or Japan, the cases are the lowest because when the government tells them to do something, they listen, right? यहाँ पर तो मसला है कि यहाँ, I mean, how are you going to control 200 million people and like a billion in the
Umar,
US?
that, and also I also feel initially like नहीं काम जल्दी action लिया. I think initially they could have done things that could have improved stuff, but I think सब पागल हैं यार, हुकूमत ने भी नहीं किया, लोग भी थोड़े पागल हैं, वो इज्तिमा हो रहा था, मतलब
यार लेकिन खाना काबा बंद है, मस्जिद
हाँ
नबी बंद है, पूरी
एग्जैक्टली।
दुनिया की मस्जिद बंद है, बट यहाँ पर पाकिस्तान में अभी भी मस्जिदें खुली हुई हैं. And there's a video, I don't know if you saw it in Karachi, where they're chasing the policeman.
अच्छा, there's another video, I haven't seen this one, I won't be surprised, there's another video जिसमें एक मौलवी साहब हैं, कोई एक हफ्ता पहले वो फ्राइडे प्रेयर्स पे कह रहे हैं कटने से कटने मिला के खड़े हो, कुछ नहीं होंदा, यू नो, हजूर दा नाम ले रहे हो तो कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता। लेकिन ये एक बात तो उमर, ये पागल सिर्फ पाकिस्तान में नहीं है, यूएस में भी कुछ स्टेट्स हैं जिधर लोग चर्च में जा रहे हैं। वो कल CNN पे आया हुआ था, वो जा रही हैं, वो
there's
सुन
like
रहे हैं.
Orthodox Jews which have said कि नहीं हम अपनी बंद नहीं करेंगे.
They are saying we're bathed with Jesus' blood and nothing can come to us. So they're crazy. They're like spring beach parties happening in Florida. So you know,
I don't.
it's crazy. But that
It's
does
a
bring me to,
it's a different world. Yeah.
oh, it's a different. There was a world before Corona. There was a world after Corona, which brings me to my other point I want to discuss. Like, what is Collabs doing in all this? So because
Uh,
you guys are like a space where people have to come.
Yeah. So I tell you what. So basically, in the last 2 3 weeks, as Corona started building up as well, and some companies started moving to work from home, we were put in a situation where, okay, fine, we're a co-working space. So for the first, so how do we control it, and what sort of measures are we putting in? So Tika initially, we were working with Chuktai Labs. We put hand sanitizers everywhere. We gave everyone gloves. We put masks out for all the tenants.
Yeah.
But then it started getting worse, obviously. So first, a decision we took was to cancel all events for the next 2 months. So, for
Yeah.
example, we were doing the Bayan launch
Oh yeah.
with Ari, and we had to cancel that on the 21st of March. उसके
Mm.
बाद जब गवर्नमेंट ने कर्फ्यू अनाउंस किया, right? That's when we really had to decide, because our issue is, and not just myself, and I've spoken to co-working operators around the country and also
Yeah.
internationally, is that if someone has a business and they don't want to close it, how can you stop them from going to their office, right?
Yeah.
So that is why initially we were unable to close the building, even though, so Collabs today, we have about 250 active members, and we
Yeah.
have about 60 companies slash individual companies or freelance sitting there. So
Okay.
across the 60 companies, तकरीबन 250 लोग बैठते हैं, right? So
ठीक है.
what we saw was in the week of the 14th March, the numbers started falling from the 250 to about 120. 120 से फिर आखिरी हफ्ते में कुछ 30 40 पे आ गए थे, right?
Mm.
Then we're like, okay, fine, we're taking measures. Then when the curfew kicked in, the curfew had put in some exceptions of mandatory businesses that have to run. For example, banks, call
Yeah.
centers, and all of those, right? So
Mm.
Collabs today, as you know, we have about 2 3 call centers that work with the US, that work with
Yeah.
bank companies or with tech healthcare companies. Now, we initially, they said we would respect anything you do and we would close the building. So on the 24th of March, we decided to shut Collabs overall, even for the offices.
Mhm.
We cut the team down. Today, Collabs has a team of about 47, 48. जिसमें majority could 35, 36 are the operational staff, your butlers, your PNs, your guards.
Yeah.
उनको cut down करके 30% cut down करके हमने उनको paid leave दे दी, उनको हम we let them go. But then
Okay.
as we saw that some companies had requested and told us that we do want to work because we're an exempt sector, so how do we do it? So then what we did was we basically, because the building has guards today, it has one or two, it has out of the 3 or 4 managers running the building, you still have one or two of the managers coming in. So then what we did was we said, okay, and we also spoke to the government, we spoke to the police, we spoke to different people over there. They said if you're an exempt sector, you can operate, but you can't operate in open place. So what we did was with a pre-authorization, if you are a private office, you are able to come in.
Okay.
Today, we have about 24 to 26 people who come into collabs
Okay. So
on a,
they're coming.
but तकरीबन कुछ 10 15 से ज़्यादा नहीं आती हैं. उसके साथ I think what we are trying to do now more of was, firstly, so we moved the whole so we moved our growth team. Our growth team is basically our marketing and partnerships and sales
Mm.
and everything to do with our B2B. So we moved them all to work from home because obviously they can work remotely.
Yeah.
And I think, as you see as well, more companies will are going. I mean, remote as well, right?
Yes.
Uh, huh.
And
And
that was
that
going to be my other. So, what does co-working spaces? Because you're in this space, right? You
yeah.
guys, these others, all of them. So, आजकल plus पाकिस्तान में अभी co-working space का एक वो भी start भी हुआ था. You know, it's the whole. So, how does it change? Like, yeah, walk me through it. How does the pandemic affect that?
I think and other issues. So when we implemented this, The biggest issues we faced at the end of April, end of March, was that tenants start telling us that we're not coming into the space, so we're not going to pay you rentals. Okay, and about 20 to 30% of our clients said that we will not be able to pay. We need rent waivers and X and Y and Z. Now, on that as well, I mean, I'm a startup myself. I know we're a large startup, but obviously our main payroll, about so 40% of us of our overheads are payroll, right?
Yeah.
We can't start laying people off, right? It's so suddenly. So what we did was we rationalized it, we cut it down to a team that can run it on a base level. Okay. Uske baad, we told the tenants that we can give you a 2 week credit with regards to when the shutdown has happened. But other than that, we also need time to run our space because you got everyone has contracts as well, right?
Mm.
The contracts are either 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. But generally, if I go back to your question on co-working spaces, I think the consensus around the globe and also in Pakistan is that people after Corona will actually start coming to co-working spaces more. Why? Because firstly, the upfront cost of setting up an office is very high. So anyone who wants to set up an office, he needs to spend 5, 10, 20 lakh rupees, furniture,
Mm.
IT, सब कुछ. फिर वो जितने में फ्लोर रहता है सारी उसकी fixed cost है, right? So the whole point of going remote or going to the sharing economy, right? As co-working
Mm.
falls under sharing economy, right? For example, एक Uber की गाड़ी है वो दिन में 10 लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं ना. कोलैब्स में भी हमारा एक मीटिंग रूम है, बोर्ड रूम है, आपकी कोवर्किंग यूज करेगी, प्राइवेट ऑफिस यूज करेंगे, बाहर से कोई आके 2,000 रुपया देगा, वो यूज करेगा.
Mm.
You're selling the same room multiple times, right?
I
उससे
get your
क्या
point. Yeah, yeah.
clients don't have fixed overheads, right? Because they're variable. So I actually think as an industry, Corona will actually benefit co-working spaces in the next 3 to 6 months because people will want to go away from the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year leases and the
Yeah, yeah.
contract and move to month-on-month contract, right? Because a month-on-month contract, you don't have any default clause. You can easily turn your membership on, membership off. And one thing I missed as well. So on the 23rd of March, we issued to all our co-working members an option to freeze their memberships. उसका मतलब है
Okay.
कि जी आप फ्रीज कर दो, जब आप खोलना चाहते हो आप खोल लो. They stay our members, but we don't charge them.
We don't charge
अब
them. Okay, that's
that
fair.
is not the case typically in real estate. अब पाकिस्तान में हो क्या रहा है? And my obviously my brother does real estate and he owns
Yeah.
buildings in Gulberg as well, and other real estate owners. A lot of the owners, companies are saying, especially restaurants and retail, right? Restaurants and retail, their revenue and their sales are all day-to-day based, right?
Yeah.
Because restaurant revenue का सेल होता है कि जी दिन के जी 100 बंदा आया, 50 आया, 200 आया. कल
Mm.
अगर वो 200-300 बंदा नहीं आता है, right? तो फिर how do they make money to pay their payroll and cover the costs?
Yeah.
I'm not going to name this restaurant, but there's a very famous Italian restaurant that let go of about 32 staff. I know this because one of my managers is an ex-manager from that restaurant where
Mm.
literally जुम्मे के बाद उन्होंने दरवाजे बंद किए और उन्होंने कहा जी आप लोग
बस.
घर और आपको जो तनख्वाह लास्ट मंथ की है वो पे होंगे, अगले 2 महीने हमें नहीं पता क्या होगा.
Yeah.
Why? Because उनका uncertainty इतनी ज्यादा है, for them to cover costs, they need to do that, right?
Yeah.
So
Retail में
typically,
यहाँ भी लोग जा रहे हैं. Even in Canada. Retail में
yeah,
तो.
you see a lot of businesses shutting down as well. So today, interestingly, at COLABS, we just finished our end of year report. We're sending out to our investors and also our partners. So today, out of the 60 companies that select COLABS, right, uh, 50% of them are either freelancers or startups.
Yeah.
Okay? About 22%
Including
freelancers,
us.
we are about including you guys. But you guys are startup. Not
Yeah.
22% freelancers हो गए,
Yeah.
28% हो गए startups. आपकी तरह
Yeah.
के
Yeah.
startups.
Yeah.
Young companies that have just come up there, right? Then we have about 30% scale ups, SMEs. Scale up or SME वो company है that has become profitable, is not very large like an enterprise, but they can afford an office and they can pay salaries and payrolls and they can do that. And
Yeah.
then the last 20% is the large enterprise clients like योटा स्किल हो गई, आई के मैनेजर, द वेरी वेरी लार्ज
Can you
कंपनीज,
also explain like क्या employees के अंदर क्या difference होगा? So how many employees would like a SME have or a
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, a startup or a freelancer, small teams, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. SMEs, ये जो team numbers हैं, they be between about 8 to 20, 8 to 20 के दरमियान. And enterprise is either a company that has more than 50 to 100 employees, and they've taken an office from us because they have large offices in Karachi, or they have large offices in the US or Europe. Okay? Today, 50% of our clients are international clients who pay us in dollars or euros, by the way. तो उसमें अब हमने क्या देखा है कि when we individually touched each 60%, 60 of those companies, we spoke to each of them asking कि अच्छा आप बताएं जी ये हो रहा है क्या चीज़ है. Usme, what we've seen is, I give you an example. So, for example, if you look at digital marketing, which falls under like SMEs or startups, in between that thing,
yeah
majority of the digital marketing agencies, their revenues are dependent on retainers, right?
yes
अब रिटेनर्स क्या है कि जी डिजिटल मार्केटिंग कंपनी है, उसके 10 रिटेनर है 50,000 के या 80,000 या 2 लाख रुपए के, उसके बेसिस पे उनका महीने का 5, 10, 20 लाख बनता है. उसके बेसिस पे these guys are paying their salaries, right? Because the retail brands, for example, गुल अहमद हो गया या
yeah
पेप्सी हो गया, कोक हो गया, उनकी अपनी ब्रांड्स की भी अनसर्टिनिटी है कि they as first step froze all retainers, right? This is across the board. I know for a fact that one large clothing retailer, such as Gulamed, they had a few retainers, and they basically said, "Okay, we cannot pay. We can pay you last month 50%, but जब तक हमें कोई आईडी नहीं हम
नहीं
freeze करें."
आएगा.
उसमें companies start reaching out to us, so they explained to me and
It's a
my team
trickle down
also.
effect ना.
ट्रिकल डाउन है ना. मुझे एक्सप्लेन किया कि सर देखें हम हमारे रिटेनर थे, हमें हमारे क्लाइंट्स पे करने को तैयार नहीं है. हाउ वी सपोज्ड टू पे रेंट, हाउ कैन वी पे द मेंबरशिप फीस व्हेन वी are not getting the things, and that's how companies are really badly getting impacted. And some of them said कि हमें तो ये भी नहीं पता कि अगर 2 महीने हम survive भी करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे, right? Smaller companies, that are young companies, let's say they have a team of 15, the most important thing is payroll, right?
Yeah.
Based on speaking to a few digital marketing agencies, I know for a fact that quite a few of them, I would say 60, 70%, are laying off about 30 to 40% staff. And it's also done in a manner where pehle mahina, ab hai na, month of April, majority people are saying, okay, we're going to give you a pay cut of 30% or 50%. ठीक है कि आप
30% का मैंने बड़ी जगह सुना है कि पे कट हो रहा
हाँ
है.
30% पे कट है. 30% पे कट में क्या होता है कि बिकॉज फॉर अ सिंपल कंपनी टू स्टे अफ्लोट दे नीड टू ब्रेक इवन, राइट? टू ब्रेक इवन दे नीड टू सी कि कहाँ का कॉस्ट कट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, सबसे पहली चीज होगी वो अपने टेनेंट को कहेगी कि जी मैंने वेवर लेना है रेंट का, राइट? अपना रेंटल कॉस्ट बचाएगी. उसके बाद क्या करेगी, अच्छा जो बाकी फालतू एक्सपेंस थे मार्केटिंग एक्सवाइजी वो बंद करेगी. आखिरी चीज आई थी पेरोल. You want to maintain and keep your team and your employees that you've trained because you don't want to lose them, right? But then at the same time as well, those employees and that team is also held hostage in a way because एक तो उनको पता है कि अगर वो 30% कट के साथ काम नहीं करेंगे तो दूसरी ऑप्शन है कि जी वो घर बैठ के कुछ भी नहीं करेंगे, राइट?
Yeah.
कल अगर वो फायर हो जाते हैं दे नॉट गोइंग टू बी मोर जॉब्स इन द मार्केट, right? Because each company is going to go through massive restructuring. And if you look at myself as well, okay, so if you look at my company, the first thing I did was, and typically, because I mean, my background obviously is investment banking and private equity, and we would always work when a company goes into bankruptcy or goes into liquidation, we would do something which is called a 12-week cash flow forecast. वो जो 12 हफ्ते का forecast globally सारे बड़े firms करते हैं, Deloitte, KPMG for liquidations, उसका क्या होता है कि week by week cash forecast होता है. उसमें आप सिर्फ जो आपके है ना नेसेसरी और जो आपके अर्जेंट एक्सपेंसेस हैं वो पे करते हो, राइट?
Okay.
अब नेसेसरी एक्सपेंस जो है, एक तो आपका ऑब्वियसली रेंट है, ठीक है, फिर आपका पेरोल आता है, फिर आपके बाकी आते हैं खर्चे मार्केटिंग एंड एक्स एंड वाई, राइट? आपने रेंट केवल लैंडलॉर्ड से मांगा, मे बी यू आर सक्सेसफुल, मे बी नॉट सक्सेसफुल, दैट्स फाइन. सेकंड इज पेरोल. पेरोल पे भी यू कैन सी कि अच्छा आपके जो नए हायर्स थे, जो लोग प्रोबेशन पे हैं, unko aap let go karo, unko kaho ki ji company is sadly not doing this. And then the third is you take your core team of people you want to maintain and you see कि उन core team को maintain करने के लिए मेरी क्या cost है, right? अगर आप पीछे से आपके पास जो सेविंग्स हैं, जो प्रॉफिट्स बचे हुए हैं, या आपके जो क्लाइंट्स अभी आपको पे कर रहे हैं कोरोना के थ्रू भी, हाउ दे गोइंग, हु इज पेइंग, राइट? सो लेट्स से समवन इज अर्निंग 100 rupees a month, okay?
Yeah.
Their revenue has dropped to 50, okay?
Okay.
Or let's say you're a restaurant. Let's take an example like a KFC or McDonald's, right? अगर उनके
Yeah.
दिन से फर्ज करो हजार की है, they will probably be doing 200 300, right?
Yeah.
Because they have moved to only delivery. Or so the same way you see businesses across the board, what do you call it, doing this. And generally as well, this is the month of April, right? What happened, and there's uncertainty, right? Pehle government ne kaha 6th April, फिर उन्होंने कहा 14th
I
April,
think it's going to be
which
the
will
whole of
probably
April
end
at
up
least.
going to May or June.
Yeah.
No one has any idea.
Yeah, they're
So
saying that we won't be surprised if it goes for 6 months.
because they're saying like there's a big chance कि properly contain नहीं हुआ है, and
क्योंकि
unless they
पीक आई
find,
नहीं ना अभी तक पीक तो आई नहीं.
yeah, तो वही तो point है ना, तो उसमें यही आता है ना कि then what do you do in the month of April, right? In the month of April you then tell your employees like, guys, okay, don't work from home, but sit at home on a furlough होता है, I think जो US में कहते हैं, where you are freezing their employment, you are not paying out membership, you're not paying out their salaries, and but उन्होंने भी घर पे बैठ के कुछ तो करना है ना. जो लोग इतने fortunate हैं जो manage कर सकते हैं, they can, but the people who can't, उनका क्या होना है?
Yeah. Like I know either they have been layoffs. Mostly layoffs have been in retail side. The other companies have, at least for now, they are asking their people to just work remote. I think the things are going to go crazy after like third or fourth month. And my
I
other
second, third month, mein, right?
Okay.
So the typical company will not have cash flow to sustain more than 3 months if they're not earning anything.
So where are we going? Have we touched recession? Are we going towards a recession? Like what's
So they say Corona has lost the world at the highest amount. I think it's a $15 trillion number or 1.5 trillion in a span of 2 months. And this is across the board, other than pharmaceuticals or maybe health tech.
yeah.
One is going, and even the pharma companies. Okay, I mean they are working, but the point is that recession to aa gayi hai, right? A
Unless you're
point is,
making a vaccine, or you're towards that, like I'm sure pharma companies will be hit legally.
कोई नहीं बना रहा है. I mean the point is जो बना भी रहा है, they can't charge a profit on it, right? Because हालात ऐसे हैं.
Yeah, that is true. And that is what scares me यार. मुझे सिर्फ सबसे ज्यादा डर आता है, मैं देखता हूँ कि पाकिस्तान में जो आपकी 90% तमाम है वो are not like working in jobs which are very secure. जिन लोगों की बड़ी सिक्योर जॉब्स है उनकी खत्म हो रही, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली अगर कंपनी नहीं चल रही, यू कांट, अगर कंपनी फेल हो जाएगी, यू कांट, लाइक एम्प्लॉयज किधर रहेंगे. एंड दैट वाज स्केयर्स मी दैट व्हाट हैपेंस कि जब पेंडेमिक खत्म होता है और आपकी मोस्टली मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल आर अनएम्प्लॉयड, व्हाट हैपेंस देन? लाइक
So देखो ना, अब issue ये है, and I tell you it's very sad as well, right? For example, when I cycle around, I've cycled to Defense and Gulberg. For the first time in my life, you see on the roads, वहाँ मजदूर बैठे हुए हैं, पेंट वाले बैठे हुए हैं, राशन के लिए रोड पे लोग बैठ के खड़े हुए हैं, because they don't know what to do, right? एंड जो मसला क्या है कि वो आप बैठ के बात करें ना कि जिसकी सिक्योर जॉब नहीं है, जो आपकी 90% मजदूर है और जो आपकी ब्लू कॉलर अवाम है, उनकी तो डेली वेज है ना. ये और वही लोग हैं जो इससे सबसे ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट होते हैं, बिकॉज दे आर द वंस हु आर द मोस्ट इजिएस्ट टू ले ऑफ, राइट? एंड इन दैट एज वेल, अब गवर्नमेंट is trying to do stuff, but what happens when the government can do it, but how are the government going to manage 220 million people, right? And 220 million में अगर बंदा घर भी बैठा हुआ है, उसने घर में कुछ तो भेजना है ना. Like हमने भी, because जो what we did just generally was we gave anyone earning about 50,000 rupees, we gave them a 30% pay cut, and we put it into something called a COVID fund, just so we don't have to lay off the 32 butlers, cleaners, and guards,
yeah,
because वो हैं which
that
are
was
the
my
most,
other
and
like
they can't even work from home ना. वो work from home
yeah,
कैसे करेंगे, right? Because the एक मजदूर work from home कैसे करता है? And that is the same thing as well. Like for example, today I was talking to someone very senior at Packages Mall, right? A Packages Mall is 1 million square feet. Packages Mall में सिर्फ जो आपका खुला हुआ है ना कारफोर वो खुला हुआ है और सर्विस फार्मेसी Packages Mall has a team of 300 or 3 to 500 people who are running the mall और सारी रिटेल है राइट अब अगर रिटेल पैकेजेस मॉल को कहती है हम आपको रेंट पे नहीं कर सकते हैं पैकेजेस मॉल क्या करता है obviously Babar Ali being a philanthropist himself he has made sure because packages itself is running because of the packaging and the boxes and the whatnot has made sure कि जो junior staff है lay off ना होए बट पैकेजेस मॉल एक एक्सेप्शन है जो मेजोरिटी आपका मॉल और मेजोरिटी आपका रेस्टोरेंट मेजोरिटी रिटेल है वहां पर तो आप लोग आई एम श्योर कवर करेंगे स्टोरीज ऑन डिफरेंट ब्रांड्स एंड
Yeah,
कंपनीज
yeah,
ऑन हाउ दे
so
लेइंग पीपल ऑफ
yeah.
मैंने ट्विटर पे भी देखा है स्काई इलेक्ट्रिक एक नई कंपनी है उन्होंने ओवरनाइट अपने सारे कॉल सेंटर के लोगों को निकाला है बाहर और पता
यार
नहीं क्या
वही है
क्या
ना so there are so many reports of so many companies laying off people but then जब हम करते भी हैं then these companies also come to us and they give their reasoning. It's just so difficult to even judge who is the bad guy, who's the good guy. Like I don't think there is a bad guy here. I think there is just
because we can't pay payroll then आप
yeah
क्या
I feel it's just the situation is sad.
लाइक
um
मैं कंपनी को कहता हूँ कि जी आप मुझे रेंट पे करें कुछ मैं तनख्वाहें पे करनी है कहता है, सर मैं कैसे रेंट पे करूँ मैंने अपनी तनख्वाह पे करनी है
exactly right अब उस situation में just you know और मुझे सिर्फ ये समझ नहीं है तो माई ऑल्सो अदर कंसर्न इज बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक इस सिचुएशन के बाद कोई इन्वेस्टर बाहर का इन्वेस्टर पाकिस्तान में एकदम इन्वेस्ट करेगा आई डोंट अपनी जगह सारे लोग करेंगे so do we take lot of debt? There has to be some way of getting out of it. I think everyone will have to start thinking differently, like
Yeah, I think what the new post-corona world will be, and also it's not just investing in Pakistan. I mean, it's investing across the world, right?
across the world it's a trickle down,
Yeah,
yes, but in
and
Pakistan in
and
particular, what do we do? What measures do we take?
देखो ना सबसे पहले मेजर तो ये है ना कि when you are running a company, you keep your fixed costs at the minimum, right? Fixed
Mhm.
cost होता है क्या? आपका payroll, आपकी
Yeah.
आपकी payroll, आपकी renters या कोई आपके अगर ये दो है ना जो मेन आपका fixed cost make करती है.
Mhm.
अगर जो बाकी चीजें हैं अब यूटिलिटी है अगर आप बिजली इस्तेमाल नहीं करोगे ठीक है बिल नहीं आएगा राइट अगर आप चाय कॉफी वगैरह नहीं पियोगे वो नहीं होगा सेम वे आपका इंटरनेट इस्तेमाल नहीं करोगे वो भी बिल नहीं आएगा सो आप फिक्स कॉस्ट कम करके आई थिंक द न्यू वर्ल्ड विल बी मूविंग to a flexible world where people will learn to work more remotely
Oh,
they will have
definitely.
they will have less I give you a simple example right and I take an example from your friends Alu Clan right
Mm.
now, if you compare Osama's company, Alu Clan, so just for everyone as well, so Alu Clan is what they call nomadic digital agency, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So their model is to keep the fixed costs at the lowest and to just outsource work to different freelancers, right?
Mm-hmm.
How they work is they'll have a core team of 5 to 6, which are on the payroll. On top of that, any project they get or any retainer they get, they have a group of 3 to 400 different students, graphic designers, freelancers जिनको वो project basis काम देते हैं उससे क्या होता है कि उनकी फिक्स कॉस्ट लो है बिकॉज दे नो कि अगर प्रोजेक्ट बंद हो जाता है तो वो
So
फ्रीलांस करने की जरूरत नहीं है इफ यू कंपेयर दैट टू टिपिकल एजेंसी लाइक आई डोंट नो लाइक अ बीबीडीओ और ओगिलजी
yeah,
और
वो इतने
ब्रेमर जो
मैसिव स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं वो तो
उनमें क्या है उनमें उनके पास 100 बंदे या 200 बंदों का पेरोल चल रहा है राइट
हम्म।
जब वो पेरोल पे चल रहे हैं लोग उनका मतलब क्या वो फिक्स कॉस्ट है राइट when they're doing that it's very hard for them to cut down right
What do you think ये decade के अंदर कौन से businesses will do well and which will just fail? You think जिन कुछ का टाइम खत्म है और ये जा सकते हैं आगे? Like
देखो
obviously I think एक तो medicine, online medicine, like yes.
So online businesses generally will do well. For example, online retail, e-commerce. उसके अलावा sharing economy like Uber, Careem, uh, Deliveroo, Cheetah. These companies are companies that will be doing well.
हम्म,
In terms of companies, the traditional brick and mortar company, right?
हम्म,
अब traditional एक जो retail है ना, retail का main cost क्या होता है? उसका rent होता है, right? रेंट के ऊपर उनकी फुटफॉल आती है, लोग आके पैसे खर्चते हैं रेस्टोरेंट में, या लोग आके दुकान में शर्ट्स खरीदते हैं या आके कपड़े खरीदते हैं, राइट? So I think the brick and mortar sectors like these are going to be the worst impacted as well, right?
Yeah.
Uh, that generally, and also, I mean, F&B, all your restaurants. Restaurants may a concept here in the US and in Europe, and also picking up now in the Middle East, called a ghost kitchen. Okay, a ghost kitchen is like Uber or a Careem or a sharing economy, where typical एक restaurant जब खोलते थे ना, you have to take the fancy restaurant, you have to spend all that money on the capex, putting tables and X and Y and Z. Then you have very high payroll on staff and salaries and X and Y and Z. A ghost kitchen is what? A ghost kitchen is a central. Imagine a co-working space, but with 8 to 10 different kitchens inside it, and the same delivery, the same POS, the same service, or
Yeah.
basically it's like the back office of a Deliveroo or the back office of an Uber Eats. Why?
Okay.
Because एक typical restaurant में अगर आपने खाना बस बनाना है, आपको kitchen चाहिए, kitchen में 4-5 staff चाहिए. You don't need servers. You don't need a front face for the restaurant. It is just pick up and delivery. And you are sharing costs with regards to rent. You are sharing
Yeah.
costs on utilities. You are also sharing costs on deliveries.
यार ये इस तरह की चीज somebody जो उबर का पुराना फाउंडर था, he is
He's a
opening.
Yeah, Travis Kranchik. He is
Yeah.
investing in kitchens as well. And Middle East में भी companies हैं काफी जिन्होंने अभी I think $20-30 million raise किया है to focus on ghost kitchens. And अगर आप लंदन में देखोगे ना, लंदन में because of Deliveroo and because of people becoming so remote, that a lot of restaurants, they are just focused on delivery because they don't want to take on the cost of a
Cost of.
restaurant
Yeah.
or staff or the capex. The same as a co-working space, na? Right? In a office, you need to set up furniture, boardroom, ये वो सब कुछ. Co-working space में क्या है? आपको अपना लैपटॉप लेके आए, बैठ के काम किया, काम करके चले गए.
No, so I no उस बात पे तो it makes sense because now that you put it this way, it makes sense that क्योंकि अगर because I think lot of offices gonna realize कि यार हमें अपनी जो हम इतनी बड़ी leases देते हैं, rent देते हैं, हमें नहीं ज़रूरत. We can put that onus on the employee we hire कि यार चलो हम तुम्हारे इंटरनेट की भी कॉस्ट कर देते हैं. तो मैं काम करो rather than going to a coffee shop, you can go to this nearest co-working space your house. तुम्हें जो भी पसंद है उस लिहाज से देख लो और हम तुम्हें उधर सेट कर सकते हैं. And I think that doesn't even have to be one co-working space. Different employees के लिए different co-working space हो सकती हैं.
And on that as well, I'll give you an example. So, for what we did, we started doing 3 months ago on a beta, on a testing. We started providing HR and payroll services, right? For some of our companies. So today, we do payroll and HR for about 40, 50 employees for 2 large corporates. That's the same thing, ना? Because अगर मैं एक HR कर रहा हूँ 4 companies के लिए, मेरी वो resource 4 जगह divide हो रही है, right?
Yeah,
एक कंपनी की एचआर जो होती है वो एक रिसोर्स तो है, बट इट इज समथिंग दैट इज नॉट नीड टू बी राइट. इट इज
yeah.
नॉट समथिंग स्टार्टअप नीड्स. अगर एक वो आप कंपनी आप एक कोवर्किंग स्पेस को पे कर सकते हो 20,000 अ मंथ या 10,000 अ मंथ कि मेरी एचआर
To
भी
do
करो, मेरी
that
पेरोल
for
भी
you.
करो. उसके साथ साथ what we're also looking to do now is accounting and that as well, and legal on top. And this model has been done very well in the Middle East. So, for example, if you go to Saudi or you go to Beirut or you go to Jordan or Dubai, over there, incubators, accelerators, and co-working spaces, they provide all these services at a very, very small amount. Why? Because they are providing a service across the board, and the cost of that resource is then divided across 8-10 different companies. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. And also,
For example, when you're sitting in an office, if your HR and payroll के तुम छोटा सा amount pay कर रहे हो, accounting के लिए amount pay कर रहे हो, आपको और क्या चाहिए, right?
नहीं बिल्कुल. मेरा लेकिन तो दूसरा है कि यार you talk about these big brands, right? These big corporates. मुझे सिर्फ ये भी एक है जैसे भी यूएस में उन्होंने प्लेज लिखवा रहे हैं इन बड़े ब्रांड से कि यार एप्पल से भी गूगल से भी कि आप अपनी जो आपने जिनसे ये एडवर्टाइजिंग और मार्केटिंग और इनका जो काम करवाया ना आपने और आउटसोर्स जो किए हैं उनको सबसे बड़ी चीज करें, आप उनको टाइम पे पेमेंट दें. व्हाट आई हैव सीन इन पाकिस्तान इज कि लोगों का एक और ये बड़ा मसला होता है, लोगों की पेमेंट यार होती है 6-6 महीने डिलेड, साल साल डिलेड अगर बड़ी पेमेंट है. सो आई फील वो अगेन वो एक इतना बड़ा इफेक्ट स्पेशली इस टाइम के अंदर जिन्होंने पता नहीं एज यू सेड कितना काम किया हुआ है, वो बस उनको पेमेंट ही नहीं मिली.
I know on I mean I was speaking to one of my friends 2 weeks ago runs a large design studio, and
Okay.
a very large clothing brand was supposed to pay him pays him each month and उनकी पेमेंट आ रही थी कोई 5 या 6 मिलियन की, राइट?
Mm-hmm.
उसको ब्रांड ने क्या पे नहीं कर सकते, सॉरी, वो कहता है कि मैं अपना पेरोल कैसे कवर करूंगा जब वो ब्रांड्स पे नहीं कर सकते हैं. एंड दिस इज अ टिपिकल इशू in large corporates in Pakistan to bully smaller startups and companies on this to delay payments. और ये
But my
मैंने
question is this specific to Pakistan, or have you seen this in other parts of the world as well? Because I've seen
या
Pakistan में बहुत है.
no, you would see this in all emerging markets, right? So this is
Hmm.
very common in India, in the Middle East, in Africa, because उनको पता है कि आप चीज टाइम पे करा सकते हो, right? Because competition भी कम है ना, because आप डिपेंडेंट हो जाते हो ब्रांड पे. जब ब्रांड के पास पावर है, वो आपको बुली कर सकती है. In other places, because there's enough competition, they know कि ये पे नहीं करेंगे, they be doing something for someone else. So in that aspect, वो होता है.
Yeah. अच्छा, now I wanna थोड़ा सा मैं turn करना चाहता हूँ conversation को. I wanna talk about so you have been involved with startups a lot. One of the startups, I think you know my question that's coming up. But one of the startups you've been involved is also Patari.
Hmm.
So we'll go to Patari as well. But firstly, let's start with so your experience with the Pakistani startup ecosystem. So बड़े अरसे से यार मैं सुनता हूँ पाकिस्तान का जी स्टार्टअप सीन बस अब होने लगा
Hmm.
है. It's always for the years and years it's on this verge कि अब बस boom कर जाएगा. लेकिन it's not booming. Or is it? Because like I see these one odd companies दवाई पी के आ गई जी कुछ अरसे पहले आपकी एक आ गई but there's these one examples और वो भी कुछ अरसे बाद you don't hear about them. They're like okay हुआ पता नहीं what happened. Where are like how why is it something मेरा जो सवाल है is it you think VCs में मसला है फेथ नहीं है मार्केट के अंदर कोई और मसला है या मे बी आई एम रॉन्ग मे बी यू थिंक आई एम बीइंग टू पेसिमिस्टिक और हालात बेहतर है बहुत
Yeah, Acha, this question is a very long question to answer
या
and a
या
very detailed one on this as well. Dekho, and also, what do you call it? So you have to look when you look at Pakistan. So I mean, I spent the last 7, 8 years as an investor looking at larger companies and larger startups in the Middle East and Africa and London, and also at the Pakistani market. I saw the Pakistani market grow. जब मैं 2013 में आया था, उमर सैफ बैठे होते थे PITB में. He was the initial evangelist जिसने बैठ के पी प्लान लाइन खड़ा किया. आप लोग प्लान लाइन में थे.
या
पटार भी वहां से निकला. सारी कंपनीज वहां से निकलना शुरू हुई. फिर आपने देखा कि पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट का इनिशिएटिव आया इग्नाइट फंड का. इग्नाइट फंड के थ्रू आपके सारे एनआईसीज बने. एनआईसी लाहौर, इस्लामाबाद, कराची, ये सारे बने. एंड ऑल्सो ऑन द record, I would not want to give that much detail.
नो
I'm
नो
happy to have a separate session on that as well. But if you look at the ecosystem today, in the last 3 years, the ecosystem, last 5 years, ecosystem has grown. And and I remember attending the Disrupt conference in Karachi, I think 2-3 saal pehle, or Momentum, and then going to them each year. Each year, you see that the ecosystem is evolving. We are a very young and nascent market. We are nowhere near India, right? India, a Series A or a seed is like 2, 3, 4, 5 million dollars. But same thing in the Middle East, same thing in Africa as well. But at the same time, our ecosystem has grown immensely, right? Joe, yeah, because of one core reason is that you have a consumer population of 220 million people. Out of the 220 million people, your average age is 27. Those people want to consume stuff through a mobile phone as opposed to going to the dukan and buying a sabzi. They can order through the phone, right? And पाकिस्तान में जब करीम आया और उबर आया, लोगों ने कहा कि कभी जिंदगी में पाकिस्तान में कोई करीम या उबर यूज नहीं करेगा. आप आज कोई करीम उबर यूज नहीं करते हो ना यूज.
ट्रू
My point is the country has evolved. The ecosystem has been evolving. I do not give any credit to the current PTI government to push it, because Imran Khan बहुत कहते हैं कि जी हमने आगे उसको push करना है, इसको आगे करना है. But on that, he they have been doing it, but it is not pushed in the level of
No,
detail,
no. So I can
not
tell.
incentives given in that sense. But on an overall basis, देखो, the ecosystem has evolved immensely. अगर 3 साल पहले एक VC था, आज 5 है, ठीक है, 5 भी है. अगर 4 साल पहले इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर एक होता था ना, आज 8-10 है. अगले साल 15-20 होंगे.
अच्छा,
ठीक है,
सो
उसमें
हाँ, इंक्यूबेशन बहुत है, लाइक एग्रीड, आई एग्री, इंक्यूबेशन खुल रहे हैं, यू हैव दिस कोवर्किंग स्पेसेस ओपनिंग अप, यू हैव दिस, पीपल कमिंग अप, you have conferences happening, you have this spirit, you work very closely with startups, so you see कि बहुत talented लोग बैठे हैं. But at the same time I also see कि जैसे अब कुछ incubators you and I both know are there, but they're just there's just like there's no, you can tell कि इनका.
I, the issue there is very clear. Unless you have a very specific and proper program,
Mhm.
unless you are guiding them on an ad hoc basis and guiding them through that program. And the issue is, they're gonna. I give you an example. When I opened COLABS, a lot of companies came and said, "कि जी हमें seed दे दे, हम equity दे रहे हैं," right?
Mhm.
I am not going to even try going into incubation as a model generally, like other companies do. Why? Because unless you are walking the startup through the ideation phase to
Yeah.
the point where they become self-sustainable, they are able to raise a seed. And then the other issue is when they're able to raise a seed, they need to get to the Series A. You need that
Yeah.
founder maturity and all of that. Previously, Pakistan has lacked that, and
Mhm.
today as well. The issue is the level of quality. Incubation center like the NIC has done phenomenally well because LUMS is
Mhm.
an institution that has minds. It has that network. It has those professors. It has that those people coming in. But someone opening incubation center just for the fact that जी अच्छा tick mark है, an
Yeah.
incubation center खोलना है, they have not done well. और उसका reason ये है. But my point is, आप जो भी कहो, any, if you look at the ecosystem today, it has grown immensely on that aspect as well. उसमें I think जो issue है कि it will take a few years. That is my general understanding. अगर आप मिडिल ईस्ट को देखो 2012 में, right, मिडिल ईस्ट की
Mhm.
population पाकिस्तान से 115th होगी. Today, if you take 17 countries from the Middle East,
Mhm.
Dubai, Jordan, Tunisia, all of the MENA region, right?
Yeah.
Their aggregate population is 170 million people, right? Pakistan's population is 220 million, right? So
Mhm.
just taking that into perspective, what Satana countries are equal to one, right? I remember
Mhm.
going to Beirut and meeting the largest co-working space operator there called Beirut Digital District, and the second largest called Antwerp. ठीक है, they were very large. They have like 1 million square feet. They have like 8,000 people sitting in the spaces. But जब मैंने उनको कहा ना कि पाकिस्तान की पॉपुलेशन 200 मिलियन है और मैं 200 बिलियन में मैंने सबसे बड़ी साइट अभी एक साइट खोली है, तो उनके
Mhm.
मुंह खुले रहते थे कि 220 मिलियन का मतलब है कि ये आपकी टारगेट मार्केट इतनी बड़ी है, राइट?
We have a lot of people for sure.
वही जो आपको इकोसिस्टम को ग्रो करेगी, वही आगे लेके चलेगी उसको.
हाँ, बट अगेन वही वही सवाल ना, क्या वो 220 मिलियन में से क्या इज ऑल ऑफ देम लाइक द टारगेट मार्केट दो?
No, but my point is, if you look at the Middle East and you look at the Middle East 5 years ago, तब नई नई बात शुरू हुई थी, वेंचर कैपिटल, स्टार्टअप्स, incubators, accelerators. आज आप देखो, you see unicorns like a Kareem or a Mum's World or a Souk.com or Noon.com. These very large companies that have come from there. Why? Because the government has pushed it. Capital from the US and Europe has seen those markets कि यहाँ पर ग्रोथ आनी है और उसको देख के वो ग्रोथ आगे गई है. तो पाकिस्तान को चाहिए है 2-3 साल, एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड इकोसिस्टम में बहुत इश्यूज हैं, अभी तक मैच्योरिटी नहीं आई है और वो ना आने वाली है.
ऑल्सो
लोग
करीम को पाकिस्तान तो क्लेम नहीं कर सकता, करीम का यूनिकॉर्न, दैट्स नॉट पाकिस्तान, राइट? दैट्स मिडिल ईस्ट.
Pakistani, but it's a Dubai company. It's not
या,
Pakistani company.
एग्जैक्टली.
I mean, Kareem, when we invested through Abraj, when I was there in 2015, Mudassir Sheikha was a Pakistani founder, but a Middle Eastern company. But his focus was, I can become the localized version of the Uber, right? And why he was different, and I tell you very simply, was that Uber है ना, Uber team was like, we are not going to pick up the phone and we are not going to accept cash. ठीक है, ये उनके दो फंडामेंटल इश्यूज थे.
Hmm. They
जो
changed
यहाँ
it.
पाकिस्तानी माइंडसेट है, या जो सऊदी में माइंडसेट है, या जो जॉर्डन में है, या दुबई में है, बंदे ने तो पैसे में डील करना है ना, या
करीम ने
फोन पे.
मार्केट को बहुत बेहतर समझा.
But that's the whole point ना. Tomorrow if you take a company like Apple and they say कि हमने पाकिस्तान में बैठ के फोन बनाने हैं, हो सकता है नहीं बना सकें, right? The same point is, and that's why you also look at local companies like Kareem, why they did better than such giants like Uber was because the localization and because they understood the market dynamics, right? अब मैं एक पाकिस्तानी हूँ, मैं समझता हूँ कि co-working यहाँ पर is not the exact same model as the US model. It is very different. तो उन चीजों को लेके मैं अपने ब्रांड को बनाता हूँ ना. The same way any company here like a Cheetah or a Eat Mubarak, they understand or Baikia, they understand the local market ना. They understand कि जो एक राइडर दुबई में काम करेगा या टाइम 20 मिनट में डिलीवरी करेगा, वो उससे पाकिस्तान में ना करे, राइट? बिकॉज जिस बंदे की तनख्वाह 20,000 या 25,000 है, उसको तो परवाह नहीं लगता खाना ठंडा हो गया कि नहीं.
Before moving on, adding to that note, like we ourselves propaganda came from Plan 9 when we even came to collab. So I personally like I know कि Plan 9 हो गया, NIC हो गया, they're doing really good stuff. Like especially Plan 9, they don't take equity. They're it's merit based. Like despite थी कि यार वो एक government organization है, I have to give it. Some of Pakistan's top startups have come from that place. And you have to give it to the people who are working there. Matlab, they are not highly paid. They are literally doing it because they love it. You know, they want to help out. Like Hamad ho gaya. You've seen the people, just everyone who works there. So I do feel कि it does make an impact. But
अगर प्लान 9 का ना होता, राइट, तो ये जो बच्चे स्कूल में थे वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का सोचते ना,
oh
राइट.
yeah, definitely. Like, I think they're the pioneers.
My point is, मुझे याद है जब हम आते थे पाकिस्तान as investors, we would always go to plan 9, and then जब NIC खुला, हम NIC जाना शुरू हो गए साथ साथ, बिकॉज हमें पता था कि यहाँ पर नए नए आइडियाज बन रहे हैं, राइट. आज आप देखो ऑन द 3D प्रिंटेड वेंटिलेटर, राइट, it is on every startup group, it is on every person's Facebook, everyone is trying to get it, right? Why? Because people say कि हमने करना है, right? एक बच्चा जो यूनिवर्सिटी से निकला है कहता है कि मैं डॉक्टर नहीं बनना है ना, मैंने जॉब करनी है, मैंने अपनी कंपनी खोल.
Yeah, yeah. True, true. Now my other question is you've invested in certain startups. One of the startups you invested is in Patari. It's a startup I personally like because Pakistan needs something like Patari. But the other is कि there's so many startups I feel बहुत टैलेंट होता है, बहुत मजे का होता है. जैसे अभी मैंने कुछ पिछले साल एक प्लान 9 में थी, वो स्टोरीज बनाते थे. वो एक एनसीए की लड़की थी, वो डिजिटल स्टोरीज एंड यू कैन बेसिकली कस्टमाइज स्टोरीज फॉर योर किड्स बर्थडे और समथिंग लाइक दैट आप दे सकते हो. आई थिंक दैट्स एन अमेजिंग आइडिया, राइट? इट्स नाइस. मैं यहाँ कनाडा में हूँ, अगर कोई इस तरह का बनाए ना, मे बी फॉर अ फ्रेंड मैं ले भी लूँ. आई पे $1 ऑनलाइन और समथिंग लाइक दैट, मैं सब्सक्राइब कर लूँ. आई वोंट इवन थिंक ट्वाइस अबाउट इट. बट इन पाकिस्तान आई फील एक बहुत बड़ा चीज जो हमें रोकती है फॉर दी स्टार्टअप टू बी सक्सेसफुल इज डिजिटल पेमेंट and just
अच्छा,
a subscription or people paying for these kind of things.
the idea is there. So for example, Patari today, largest music streaming library in the country, but in the country, and anyone and everyone knows that Pakistanis are obsessed with music, right?
Yeah.
So it's a no-brainer in terms of why you would invest, because you know कि जो भी है, it is going to get somewhere, right? Same way as you look at other brands and other startups as well. जैसे आपने भी example दिया, you look at a kid taking a पानी का filter and just जब पानी सेव करने के लिए वो फिल्टर उसको यूज करें. You take at small startups from the NIC जो आपका बिजली का बिल टेस्ट करती हैं, देखते हैं बिजली क्यों ज्यादा यूज कर रहे हैं, क्या करें. The reason why I feel those startups do not get to the second level is basically execution. ठीक है, execution का मतलब ये है कि वो maturity founders में नहीं है to take that idea to get into every detail, because यहाँ एक बहुत बड़ा मसला इस मुल्क में ये है कि लोग कहते हैं कि जी बस चीज हो जाएगी, राइट. लाइक अगर आपको मैं एक सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूँ, मेरी 4-5 दिन पहले कॉल हुई विद द केपीके गवर्नमेंट एंड समवन फ्रॉम द एनएचएस इन द यूके, राइट. दे सेड कि पाकिस्तान में केपीके गवर्नमेंट कॉल सेंटर सेट कर रही है कोविड के, राइट. अब कॉल सेंटर कोविड के सेट हो रही है, गवर्नमेंट कहेगा ठीक है, वहां पर एनएचएस का कोई कंसल्टेंट था, उसने कहा unless you digitize it and you make it into an app where people can see the doctor, call centers will get fragmented, calls बहुत ज़्यादा आएंगी कैसे होंगी. अब मसला क्या है? The person sitting on the end of the government or the person sitting कि मैंने इसको execute करना है, uh, unless you get into the detail कि जी ऐप बननी कैसे है, ऐप लोग डाउनलोड कैसे करेंगे, ऐप इस्तेमाल कैसे करेंगे, उसमें डॉक्टर्स को ऊपर कैसे लेके आएंगे, एंड जस्ट सेइंग कि जी मैं ऐप बना दूंगा फॉर द हेक ऑफ मेकिंग एन ऐप. Look at the experiment that Jazz did. Was it Jazz जिन्होंने वो
हाँ.
मैसेजिंग ऐप निकाली थी?
अच्छा मुझे नहीं.
जैज था या टेलेनॉर्जी, वो एक वी के नाम से थी नहीं?
बड़ों ने ये तो इजी पैसा टाइप तो बड़ों ने निकाली है, बट
Not ऐसा, it was that messaging app.
मैसेजिंग,
We know
ओ मुझे समझ आ गई है, वो नहीं चली, बड़ी उन्होंने ब्रांडिंग भी की थी.
they spent
या
billions. They
उन्होंने हमें
spent
भी कांटेक्ट किया था, हम भी उनके साथ.
spent billions, right? The point is that it is the same thing that how Kareem was able to convince the consumer कि आप पहले फोन में ऐप डाउनलोड करो, फोन करके आप बुलाओ और आप आगे यूज करो. इमरान खान स्टेज पे खड़े होकर कह देगा मैंने पाकिस्तान को डिजिटाइज करना है, बट डिटेल में नहीं घुसेगा कि कैसे करना है, राइट? करने के लिए आपको इंक्यूबेटर्स के साथ एक्सेलरेटर्स चाहिए, एक्सेलरेटर्स के साथ आपको फंड चाहिए, आपको इंसेंटिव चाहिए, उसके थ्रू आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आइडियाज निकलते हैं ना.
या
The issue is that people do not get into the risk. Anyone says कि अच्छा ऐप बन जाएगी ना. I can give you a simple example as well, right? I mean, a simple example is that
एंड आई थिंक जैज था बाय द वे जिनके लिए वो
Jazz था, Vivo नाम था, पता नहीं Vivo या Vino, I
समथिंग
don't know.
विद समथिंग, आई एम नॉट श्योर ऑफ द नेम, बट जैज के साथ ही था.
Exactly. But the point is, a simple example as well, right? Collabs, mein, we were trying to implement it. We're trying to implement an app which members can use to talk to each other. You can message people. There's a community. You can talk to our team and different things as well, right? Um, Even in my team, just saying कि जी अच्छा ठीक है ये कंपनी है, ये ऐप बना देंगे, ऐप लगा के implement कर देंगे. But it is not that simple. You need to
या
go through each
द
process, and
प्रोसेस.
that is why user experience and UI and UX, that is why it's so important. That's why product teams in companies are so important, because they get into the detail of कि जी product कैसे चलना है, कहाँ पर user drop out होएगा, कैसे है, उसकी जर्नी कैसे करनी है. Perfect example is
यार उबर एंड करिए.
yeah.
बोलो.
And also look at ELO ना. अब एक्सपोर्ट लेफ्टओवर्स है, उन्होंने कोई फोकस नहीं किया कि जी हमने इस स्टार्टअप कप पे जाना है, हमने ये
हाँ
करना
हाँ
है, हमने
हाँ.
वो. उनका एक फोकस था कि मैंने जी एक शर्ट देनी है 300 रुपए की आदमी को, कैसे पहुंचा के देनी है, राइट? उसने मैस मार्केटिंग के थ्रू एक ब्रांड क्रिएट किया कि मेरा जो ऑफिस का पीएन है वो भी ईएलओ में उसकी ऐप उसके फोन में डली हुई है. क्यों? क्योंकि उसको पता है उसको 400 रुपए की 6 शर्टें मिल जाएंगी जो उसको और मार्केट में कोई नहीं देगा,
नहीं
राइट?
देगा.
So I tell you, so when we invested in Uber through, sorry, in Kareem through Abraj in 2015, $25 million Series B में डाला था, right? मुझे याद है जो मेरा फंड का हेड होता था, we sat in the car and मैंने कहा कि चलें करीम बुलाते हैं, right? And he said कि no, I don't. The Kareem UI is really bad. I will call an Uber. But that was the first. That was probably one of the first 10 versions of the app 5 years ago. But Kareem, over the years, took the feedback, took the customer feedback, and improved the app to the level that you see today. And then it's the same thing ना. अब चाइना में जाते हो आप, तो एक जो आपका वी चैट है वो एक सुपर ऐप है ना. उसी के थ्रू आप
वो
व्हाट्सएप यूज
हाँ,
कर, आप पेमेंट्स भी कर रहे हो, आप गाड़ी भी मंगा रहे हो, आप खाना भी मंगा रहे हो, राइट? दैट इज द ड्रीम of the global world as well today, where the Middle East, where Asia, where everyone else wants to create those apps where the person doesn't have to leave that experience, right? Like, why did Facebook buy WhatsApp for 3 billion, or Uber for like $1 billion?
like
Because
Facebook
they,
tries to do this, Amazon also tries to do this in their.
but my point is Facebook in a way did ना, because Facebook said कि अच्छा Facebook के दोस्त हैं सारों के, फिर WhatsApp उसने लिया. WhatsApp को क्यों उसने ओवर पे किया? उसको पता था कि पूरी दुनिया ने एक दूसरे से इंटरेक्ट तो करना है किसी तरीके से. सेम वे Facebook जब जैसे जैसे नीचे जाता गया, it has started going towards Instagram. That's when they took over Instagram, right?
Taken
And if you
virtual
look at
reality as well.
companies like Orkut, Orkut था एक जमाने
Oculus.
में, नहीं
Oh,
Orkut,
Orchid. हाँ हाँ, Orchid. Yeah, I remember.
like
Scraps.
Orkut. Yeah,
But I
or you look at
testimonials.
companies like Orkut. Look at the other companies like I forget the name. It's not Pinterest, but it was the one that Yahoo bought. It was
I
basically Instagram, but before Instagram, online where you could share images.
oh
Uh, आपको पता है ना?
for
मैं
Instagram.
बताता हूँ.
एक MySpace?
हाँ, MySpace.
Okay, okay. Was MySpace taken by Yahoo?
नहीं, Tumblr यार.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Right?
Wow,
If you
you
look at,
just reminded me Orkut, and I'm just remembering shit. Orkut days भी होते थे. Orkut and MSN, deadly combination होता था.
नहीं, sorry, not Tumblr, Flickr.
Ah, okay, okay.
Flickr, आपको
हाँ
याद
हाँ,
है?
फ्लिकर फ्लिकर मुझे याद है. फ्लिकर चला था, लेकिन वो फ्लिकर इतना भी
मैं
फिर नहीं, वो फिर
13 साल पहले याहू ने खरीदा,
हाँ.
but Yahoo was not able to make it cool, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true.
और
Also, how
आज
this is might be a naive question, but how does Yahoo still exist? Like, is it
I
earning?
don't
How does it earn
I
money? Like,
mean they went from being a giant to being a company which is basically, I mean, worth almost nothing today. But the idea is that look at Nokia, right?
yeah.
I mean, back in the day when I used to work in 2012 or in London at a trading desk, the giants there were Nokia, AT&T, Siemens, and all these large big corporates, right?
So Nokia's founder had a very good, like, interesting statement. जब उसने अपनी आखिरी statement दी, जब Nokia बंद हो रहा था, कहता we didn't do anything wrong. We just weren't. They just did it faster. We just weren't like we didn't evolve. We didn't, we didn't strike the time. कहते हमने कोई गलत नहीं किया. Nokia कर हमने कहते सही कर रहे थे.
Same thing is unless you innovate and you innovate with having an open mind, and this is the same
Yeah.
larger question on how the ecosystem will grow today, is also if you look at corporate companies and larger brands, unless they evolve, they will become dinosaurs, right? Now, the newspaper industry or print media, look at propaganda today, or look at all your online channels like a
Mm,
BuzzFeed or I don't know, your Vice.
mm,
They're all startups that innovated, right? A
yeah.
typical akhbar, unless it innovates and it goes digital, will after 10 years become zero, right?
Yeah,
So
no, true.
unless you innovate in these businesses are so old school and run with old school systems like an SAP or an Oracle
Mm,
that they will not be able to grow. So if you look at the Middle East and you look at Asia, the US as well, usme large corporates run something called corporate incubators. The
mm,
idea of corporate incubation is to automate your old product and make it new,
mm,
right? It's like hire 2 years ago buying a small company from from NIC that was doing smart switches. Why? Because they said कि हमने अपनी washing machine को automate करना है, right? अब
true.
washing machine तो हर जगह है ना, आपने उसी चीज को आगे automate करके देना है ना. अब typically अब co-working में क्या है? Co-working real estate building तो बनती है हर बंदे के पास, दफ्तर भी
Mm,
सारे रहते हैं, right? I mean my family's done real estate for like 50-60 साल, but एक typical building में आप जगह जाया करते हो ना. अब the typical
mm,
building में board room or a meeting room, majority 90% of the time is not used, right? People have
yeah,
big offices, big cubicle. Aista aista they move to open plan. From open plan they move to shared offices. That's what WeWork did very well in
yeah.
2011 or 12 was they basically created something which was shared offices.
But what does that mean for co-working spaces in Pakistan? So right now, if I'm not wrong, there are at least more than 10 in Lahore, right?
So in Pakistan we have 100 co-working spaces.
Wow.
ठीक है ना? Across the 100 co-working spaces, only 10 of them are around Lahore, Samba, Karachi are ones that have more than 100 seats.
Okay. And
Because
because because
because
there's
100
some co-working spaces I've seen in जो Lahore में ना, वो they shouldn't like there should be some kind of standard. Like एक तो बहुत ही
fine. The point is, you can if you have an office and you have 20 empty seats, you can put it on coworker.com. You can run some social media ads and you can rent a seat out for 5,000, 6,000 rupees a seat. So the
Mhm.
point is, that as that as well, co-working spaces, unless you have an edge
Hmm.
or you are doing it in scale, you
Hmm.
will not be able to compete and grow in that manner. Coming to your WeWork question,
Yeah.
okay? देखो, Adam Newman of this, so co-working was nothing new, right?
Hmm.
Regus is owned by a company called IWG, which is listed in London. Okay, Regus
Okay.
today is the largest office provider and has the largest number of seats in the world. Okay, they today
ठीक
I
है.
think have about 400 to 500,000 seats across 4,800 locations. Okay, but
Hmm.
and they have been doing serviced offices since 2003, 2004.
Hmm.
Adam Newman came in 2011, 12. He basically made co-working cool, right? If you look at the Adam, is a chart I can send you afterwards. उसका जो original business plan है, उसके चार्ट में एक आदमी था, ठीक है? अब फर्ज करो उस दरमियान में there's a guy. He needs to go to the office. He needs to work out. He needs to socialize, do daycare,
Hmm.
go to the gym, uh, uh, have a network, new people. He needs to meet new companies. He needs to socialize. उसने एक वो गोला बनाया कि जी वही जो आदमी दफ्तर जा रहा है उसके मैं अगर बाकी चीजें पूरी कर सकता हूँ, I can create something called a network, right? That's why we work with the whole
Hmm.
network. The biggest issue with him was कि जैसे जैसे आपकी स्टार्टअप वैल्यूएशंस ग्लोबली ओवर वैल्यूड होती हैं, राइट?
Hmm.
और आप ट्रेंड ओवर हाइप्ड होते हो, उसमें एक तो he was growing too fast because fast growth meant that more VCs will fund you, right?
Yeah.
Growing very fast as well, at times you lose sight of the picture because you are not aware of what you're doing, right? When you're growing so fast, you don't care about the cash you're burning. You're burning
Hmm.
more cash each month to increase your numbers on top, your revenue numbers, until you go bust, right?
Ourselves are trying to innovate कि यार इस इधर अब कैसे innovate कर सकते हैं, like tomorrow I'm trying to have a magician from New York come live on propaganda and do tricks. So we're also trying कि यार we also want to do different things than just coming live and asking questions. जैसे मैंने अपने को podcast पे ज्यादा रखा है.
I like teach people skills, उनको चीजें दिखाओ, ये वो चीजें. I mean anything. For example, people Netflix दिन में कितनी बार देखेंगे, right? वो जो Tiger
Exactly.
King है, that
Oh yeah, but I love it. I love that show, man.
so the point is, people are also tired of watching that same shit, right? They want to learn something और सीख के दुनिया में हो क्या रहा है.
True, true, true. Anyways, buddy, happy cycling.
Thank you so much, Hamza, for having me. And when you're back in Lahore, we'll definitely have you as well.
Done, bro. See you. Bye
Take
bye.
care.
Take care. Bye.